Hey everybody, bullshit here. I was just watching a like a video. I guess it's footage of this sort of roundtable discussion involving all these really elitist, highly educated, highly prestigious thinkers, scientists, doctors, lawyers, writers, journalists, and it's called a conversation, the question of God, and it's supposed to be like the best of the best, putting their heads together, having this discussion, and they're talking about philosophy and theology, and they get to the concept of morality and where does morality come from? Is it purely evolutionary? Is it speculative? Does it come from a divine authority or a higher power? Should we treat it as if it's absolute or subjective? And much to my frustration, the conversation starts kind of like leaning toward, even if it's not, we should all make the assumption that morality is objective and fixed and absolute because that's the only way to go, because other than that, we are groundless in our morals, and we can't have conversations about morality if it's just subjective and based on the individual. And somebody says this or something like this. They say, how could you convince Hitler that his morals are wrong and yours are right if you don't believe that morality is objective and absolute? Who are you then to say that he is wrong? And like the conversation, this doesn't get addressed. This statement gets made by one of these pseudo intellectuals, and everybody kind of goes, oh yeah, very interesting, and the conversation moves on. Nobody answers this. And I want to answer it because it's a really fucking easy question to answer, and I'm kind of annoyed that nobody caught this. What makes it impossible to have a conversation with somebody like Adolf Hitler on the subject of morality has nothing to do whatsoever with my moral outlook. Whether I believe morality is based on observation and empathy and reason, or if I believe it's purely prescribed by an ultimate moral authority, I'm not going to be able to change Hitler's mind. Problem here is not that I don't believe in objective morals. The problem here is that Hitler does. Get it? I mean, Hitler believed that moral standards are objective and divinely prescribed, and further, that he knew what those prescriptions were. Mein Kampf is riddled with references to absolute moral principles and God's divine will and authority and blah, blah, blah. Here's a quote for you. Quote, I believe today that my conduct is in accordance with the will of the Almighty Creator, end quote. Adolf Hitler, Mein Kampf, Volume 1, Chapter 2. Believing that your ideas on ethics are backed by an all-powerful morality maker doesn't stop anyone else from thinking anything else and making the same exact claim about their moral beliefs. I swear, it's like as if these pseudo-intellectuals are having this roundtable discussion and they think that the solution to the world's problems is to invoke God. Are you kidding me? I mean, do you know how naive that is? Do you know how many more problems that creates than it solves? You've got Hitler over here who believes God is on his side, and then you've got Joe Blow over here who believes God is on his side. That's called a stalemate, guys. There's no single human being has any more of a right to claim that God is on their side than anyone else. Because what are you going to do? What, you ask God? Oh, yeah, God, we were having this little debate, and we wondered if you could weigh in. You see, Adolf over here thinks that you want him to kill the Jews, and I think that you don't want him to kill the Jews. Now, what do you think? Oh, well, let me tell you, Joe Blow and Adolf. Adolf, you're wrong, and you were right. Good job for interpreting me correctly. It's not going to happen. All we get to do is speculate whether God exists or not. When you believe that morality is fixed and absolute and prescribed by some metaphysical authority, you forfeit your right to have a conversation about it. Because what could you possibly say? You can't reason, you can't debate, you can't grow, you can't change, evolve, or mature, at least not without being a hypocrite. You are stuck. You are morally stuck. The problem is not that people in this world don't see morality as fixed and objective. The problem is that they do. Question answered.